All right, and we want to go more in depth here on Tropical Storm Lee and bring in Scott Whelchel with St. Charles Parish Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness. And Scott, thank you for your time tonight. Can you tell us obviously what you're doing to prepare residents for the impending storm?
Certainly, Crystal. We know that Tropical Storm Lee will be a marathon and not a sprint. So, we're preparing for the possibility that tropical storm force winds will be in our area as early as this evening, but definitely by tomorrow. We could have flooding from large amounts of rain and above normal tides, and we're concerned about tornado threats as well. So, we had a flood event here about 2 years ago, and we've undertaken a concerted effort to increase our pump capacity, installed bar screen cleaners and automated facilities, and improved water conveyance to improve that drainage so that we can get that water out of here with all those pumps. And we know that every storm is unique, every storm is different, and no two storms are alike. So we're preparing for a long event with a lot of rain.
And Scott, have you had a chance to talk to people? How are they reacting to the storm? Are they concerned? Do they realize that it is a big threat?
Well, we wanted to stress that even with these distractions of the Labor Day weekend, people need to pay very close attention to the weather and most importantly prepare for this flooding and potential tornado threat. I am a bit concerned because, a lot of people were focused a little bit more on LSU football and the Saints football games, which is understandable, but we have a lot of serious weather coming our way. And I do think that people eventually did take the proper precautions. And if they haven't, I hope that they do now.
Absolutely. And if there are any visitors to the area that maybe aren't as familiar with Louisiana, what would be the message you want to get out to them tonight?
Well, we have a wonderful emergency management system here in Louisiana. Unfortunately, but fortunately, we are actually tested all the time. So tune into your local emergency management stations and your emergency managers out there. There's plenty of information on the websites of all of the different parishes here. We have a wonderful system, and there's a lot of information to guide you if you are a visitor here.
All right, and obviously a concern with the flooding. Are there some areas that are more vulnerable, specific parishes that you want to address?
Well, actually, South Louisiana is vulnerable to flooding whether you look at one place or another. Sure. The old adage is if you live in Louisiana, you got to get flood insurance. That's a certainty. And I know that every emergency manager here in every parish, including the city of New Orleans, are looking at their vulnerable areas and doing everything they can to make sure that flooding, if it does occur, we're able to get people out of harm's way.
Absolutely. Everybody sitting below sea level. We appreciate that. Scott Whelchel from St. Charles Parish tonight. We will hope for the best so we don't get the worst case scenario with this storm. Here's Chris.